Okay followers, it is a lovely day in Laysdown. Sun is shining, no wind, hot as anything. Because I've got now 4 days off work, I've decided to start on aquaponics number 2. So this is day 1. Okay, so I'm going to start, let's get you on. We're going to start by putting the SLO into this IBC tank. So SLO stands for solid lifting overflow. And that's going to lift all the fish crap out the bottom of there and take it and dump it into this water butt. So first problem solved. You put your hole in the side of the tank. That's a normal tank connector that go through so as we can come out of our pipe. But we also need pipe on the inside, and of course 1.5-inch pipe won't push in there, so you buy a female. You screw the two together. Now, if you put the proper tank connector on, there's no thread left to screw that onto, and if you try screwing them two together, it's too much of a gap. So you've got to start putting your thinking head on. So make 3 washers up, because I've got loads of this IBC container. Never chuck anything away. Make up 3 washers in the hope that it will take up the difference. So with a single lifting overflow at the bottom in the IBC tank, you need some sort of funnel. I actually use the lids that come off the top of the IBC because you're cutting the top off anyway. And then these little segments, I do every other one, and I've just basically cut probably about 5mm, so it has a castle effect all around the top. That then sits on the bottom, and it can therefore suck up fish shit but not fish. So that is basically the bottom of our SLO. And then that's how it fits inside the IBC. So you can't put an elbow on this. You've got to have a T-piece. You need it open at the top. If you had an elbow on it, when it started siphoning itself out, if the pump was to ever foul, the water would continue to siphon. It'd empty out the IBC and of course kill all your fish. By having a T-piece on, it will only siphon water out whilst there's water at this sort of level. As soon as the level drops too much, it sods up the vacuum, if that makes sense. Okay, that's all for today. That's for the first build. So we've got our solid lifting overflow. Comes out of the IBC, goes down into the filter, inside the filter. That bit stands up when we get the lid on, with another piece of bigger tube over the top. So then all the mucky water, if you like, comes up that tube, overflows. The bigger tube that's over the top of it forces the water down. All the solids fall to the bottom of the filter. Clean water comes to the top. Clean water goes out that hole there, which then goes down behind the IBC and out onto the grow beds. But now I'm going home for a bacon and egg sarnie, and then church to say a few prayers. Catch us all on tomorrow's one.